Thank you for turning to page 121. I've got in front of you double adventure number 6, Divine Intervention, but that's not really what I'm going to talk about. What I want to talk about today is religion in Traveler, and of course Divine Intervention has that as one of the motivations in the story. This module is from 1982. It's part of the double adventure series with Knight of Conquest, but I want to stay with Divine Intervention because it deals with religion. Divine intervention and religion, specifically religion, can be a great adventure hook in Traveler, as it can in most role-playing games. And by religion, of course, I mean an in-game religion, not real religion. I'm not going to get into any of that. That has no place here. It's about what your characters are dealing with religion in Traveler. So are they true believers spreading the word, or are they kind of agnostic? Are they just people living their lives, not really letting their views be known either way? That doesn't matter. But when you play an adventure like Divine Intervention, the religion of the characters involved in this does matter. What you're dealing with in Divine Intervention is a planet that is closed off by a religious dictatorship, essentially. The planet is Pavabid. And just taking a quick look, the summary is that Pavabid is a potentially rich world, but it is closed off by its religion. The Church of Stellar Divinity, I believe it is. Yes, the Church of Stellar Divinity. And the Pavadian heresy of that is the Church of the Stellar Divinity says that all stars are actually divine, and that one person lives a good life and passes on, they gain mass, and they actually get mass into the star, and they live forever within the divine heaven of the star. And it's a benign religion. It's very popular in at least the Spinward Marches area of Traveler. It's as popular as you want to make it. I have used it as adventure hooks in my campaign, since I am specifically in District 268. It's a good one, and I've had Pavabid as a world for my players to deal with or not deal with. So far, they haven't dealt with it yet. But in this adventure, you are chosen by another world in the area that wants to exploit the mineral richness of Pavabid. But Pavabid is a closed world because its leader fears contamination and foreign ideas might actually loosen his grip on power. So that's a pretty good story. This adventure was written in 1982, and I'm not knocking it, but it reads a lot like a D&D adventure. In the adventure, your players have to sneak through this guy's palace, which they don't have a layout for. They have to do so without leaving any trace they were there, because what they want to do is break into this guy's bedroom, set up a holo projector, and have him have a divine revelation from the projection that's going to be done by the holo projection. And then he will believe that he has had a divine message from his star god that says he needs to open the planet up and let its mineral wealth be exploited for the betterment of his church and for his people. Neat premise. The idea that you would have a bunch of strangers do this. I guess you get the whole cutout thing where they can't directly be tied to anybody that's involved in this plot. But it seemed a little D&D to me. But it was 1982, and most writers were taking their cues from Dungeons and Dragons adventures. Having been through this time reading adventures from both sets, both series, D&D and Traveler, there's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of mix, and a lot of times you get D&D flavor in one, and it can be fun, but this way of doing it just never made any sense to me. I personally would have brought in a telepath, had the telepath implant the suggestion into him in his subconscious, or maybe through a dream state, something along those lines, and then he would have it a couple of times, and he'd realize, oh my goodness, this dream is actually being sent to me from the divine. I have to act on it. That's how I thought this would be better done. But in any case, this is a fun adventure, but it gets back to my point on religion. You can have religion be as strong or as weak a motivator as you want in your campaign. The current Traveler cartoon, Far Trader, is using some religion as one of the adventure hooks. The players are transporting some zealots from planet A to planet B, and I don't want to give up anything on it, but it has religion definitely as a motivator. And you're asking yourself the question, is this person really believing in the message he's sending, or is he just there to make a buck and then move on? And it's kind of neat the way it's developing. And that's how I like to use it in D&D, pardon me, in Traveller. I like to put the religion out there in one form or another, and then have the players deal with it. Is it an interdicted world, an amber zone, like in this one where Pavavid is restricted because you don't know the social mores? You could make an error and end up imprisoned or just at odds with the local authorities. But from their part, they're worried that you're going to contaminate their society with all these foreign and strange ideas. It's a great way to build a lot of depth and a lot of role-playing into your Traveller game. I recommend it completely because this is definitely not a problem that can be solved at the barrel of a gun. You would definitely have to play this out, see what motivations are happening on all sides of the problem, and then make some decisions based on that. And that, in my mind, is the best way to use religion in Traveller, is to just have it kind of be a story hook or a prod and have your players role play it and interact with it. It can be a lot of fun. It can be fun if one of your players decides that for whatever reason they're going to spread the word and they are true believers and they want to spread the word to their shipmates, or if maybe they're hucksters and they don't want to spread the word at all, but they want to make a quick buck. A lot of different ways it can be played, but I completely recommend religion as a story arc, any kind of hook for your players, and keep them on their toes with that kind of thing. Some churches also are quite powerful and have a presence off of worlds. So that, again, depends on how much you want to invest in making religion a serious part of the campaign you're currently running. But that's really all I've got on religion in Traveller. I just recommend it as a storytelling device more than anything else. I do recommend this adventure, by the way. This available at Drive-Thru-RPG or through Mongoose or Far Future Enterprises. It's a fun adventure. I do enjoy it, especially the way that the players would end up doing it. There'd be all kinds of damage to the Citadel where this guy lives and everything. So I don't really think they'd be able to pull this off with the whole hollow projector. He thinks it's a dream thing. But who knows? That all depends on how your players go about it, and that's part of the role-playing challenge. And that's all I've got today on page 121. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. Take a look at the Patreon. Help me out there if you can. And I'll see you next time.